Hi there, Stan The Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, including yours. Are annuities confusing? Should it be rocket science to actually understand these things before you buy them? The answer is absolutely not. It shouldn't be that way. And if you do not understand them, Warren Buffett rule, you should never buy them. So I'm going to go through all of the details of kind of how to go about making a decision if you need an annuity, A, and if you do need an annuity, what type. Now, before we get started, I'd love for you to go to my site at theannuityman.com and sign up for these books. I will send them to you for free, no charge, no obligation, because I want you to understand what you're buying if you decide to buy it from me, America's annuity agent, top guy out here. I'm an educator first, agent second, because you need to be educated on what you're considering. I know there's a lot of too good to be true sales pitches out there. Be very, very careful not to buy the dream or trust anyone. As I always say, you don't need a friend in the annuity business, you need the facts. Now that's what I'm going to bring. I'm not going to be a friend to you, I'm going to be a professional, which is what you want. So hang in there with me. We're going to do a little bit of music before I come back right now. Hey, also don't forget you can hit comments down here. You can type in some comments as you're watching this video. You know, I do read those and I do respond, or you can hit me at theannuityman.com. And if you decide to deal with me, it's going to be one-on-one with Stan The Annuity Man himself. 99% chance you get me. I don't know who the other 1% person is, but I always say 99 because you need to understand what you are buying. So annuities, confusing? Yeah. So let's break it down. I've come up with two things that really strip all of this down into the basics. And a lot of agents across the country are starting to use it, which is fantastic. I'm not charging them for it because it's the right thing to do for the consumer. Number one is I have two questions that you need to ask yourself and answer. They are this, they are them, they are those. Which one is it, producer? I don't know. I didn't go to that grammar class. Number one, what do you want the money to contractually do? And number two, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? That's the first thing you have to do. Do it again. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? The second thing that I've come up with is the acronym PILL, P-I-L-L. P stands for principal protection, I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, and the other L stands for long-term care, confinement care. So let's do them again. Principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care. The reason that that's important, and you need to remember the PILL acronym, is if you do not need to contractually solve for one or more of those items in the PILL, you do not need an annuity. It's just that simple. In my world of contractual guarantees only, in my world of transferring the risk to the carrier, in my world of these being commodity products, you should never, ever, 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 ever buy an annuity for market growth. Now, I understand that my friends in the variable annuity side are yelling at me, and they have a good argument for variable annuities for market growth. I don't sell variable annuities because variable annuities can go down in value. I don't sell anything that goes down in value. I sell contractual guarantees, just fixed annuities. So if someone says to you, hey, I can get you market growth with no downside or principal protection, what they're trying to pitch you is an indexed annuity. Half of that's true. You're not going to lose any money because it's a fixed annuity. It's a life insurance product. It's not a security. But market growth over time, no. They were developed in 1995 to compete with CD returns. That's exactly what they do. There's some years that it might be a little bit better than that, but a blended return is typically CD rates, which is fine. I wish the indexed annuity world would kind of go in my direction of not overhyping it, having people's level of expectations in line with contractual realities. Okay, so let's go through the simplistic annuities, the ones that 9-year-olds can tell you how they work. Truly, 9-year-olds could be annuity agents, I guess if it was legal, with these specific products: immediate annuities, single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, and multi-year guarantee annuities. So let's go through them kind of quickly. Single premium immediate annuities, the granddaddy of all annuities, developed in the Roman times as a gift, pension gift to the dutiful Roman soldiers and their families. It's a pension. It can start as soon as 30 days up to a year. A deferred income annuity is a single premium immediate annuity that has a start date that starts as soon as 13 months, far out as 40 years with some carriers. Qualified longevity annuity contract is a deferred income annuity. Okay, let me go backwards. An immediate annuity is a deferred income annuity, is a QLAC. They're all kind of the same from a structure standpoint. No annual fees, no moving parts, a lifetime income product. The other Simplistic product is a multi-year guarantee annuity. That is the annuity industry's version of a CD. You know, we have a live feed on my site at theannuityman.com that you can go check rates, and it's approved at the state level. So some states will have different rates than others where companies have their products approved there, but you know, it's just like a CD. It pays an interest rate for a specific period of time that you choose. The duration is your choice. At the time of this taping, you know, you can get a 3-year at 3% or a 5-year at 3.25% at the time of this taping, so check the date. So if you're watching this 2 or 3 years from now, you go, what is he talking about? Hopefully 2 or 3 years from now, I'll be alive and the rates will be higher. So that's the good news. I'm gonna come back in 2 seconds and talk about the complex annuities. All right, so let's talk about the complex annuities, the ones that you kind of need to be a rocket scientist a little bit to understand. And here's the thing. If you really don't understand what you're buying, don't buy it. Don't trust the person across the table when they say, oh, I've got this for you. This is the right one for you. No, if you do not fully understand it, don't buy it. If you get issued a policy you're high pressured in, call the carrier and have them explain it to you, not the agent. Don't buy the dreams because you're going to own the contractual realities. Don't have the unicorns chasing the butterflies. Annuities are contracts. So the first type of complex annuity is a variable annuity. I don't sell variable annuities, nothing wrong with them. They were developed in 1955 for tax deferred growth. But what in essence they are, the mutual fund choices inside of a life insurance wrapper is the best thing. But there's a lot more to it. In a lot of cases, the fees can be high. Yes, you can buy no-load variable annuities, but at the end of the day, the limitations are wrapped around the choices of those mutual funds, i.e. separate accounts. So those can be complex, especially when you start attaching income riders and all kinds of benefits to the policy. You really have to fully understand what you're buying. The other complex product is a fixed indexed annuity, designed in 1995 to compete with CD returns. But it's like the go-go product now because the story is good. The story is this: you get market upside with no downside. I know you're like, that sounds great, Stan. Let's do that. It doesn't work like that. I mean, they were designed for CD type performance, and that's exactly what they do. The return scenario is based on a call option. I know I'm losing you here, but it's pretty complex. At the end of the day with this product, you need to fully understand what you're buying. You need to put your expectations in line with the contractual realities. I've written a book on indexed annuities. I would certainly love for you to go to theannuityman.com. I'll send you that book on indexed annuities. I'll also send you a book on income riders, which is what you can attach to indexed annuities and variable annuities. Bottom line is you need to understand this stuff because it can get complex. I mean, if I have to write a book on it, and these owner's manuals are 60 to 70 pages, easy reads, but I go through the benefits and the limitations, the good and the bad of all this stuff. But most people are buying stuff and they're like, yeah, I bought it at a seminar. I bought it at a, you know, this guy called me and sent me this stuff. I bought it from an ad on the TV or the radio. Come on now, you're smarter than that. You make more detailed decisions on buying a car or buying a house or choosing a doctor or whatever. You can't take your retirement money, trust the person on the other side that's selling you a contract, and just buy it because you trust them. With annuities, they're contracts. We can send you the contract before you buy. We can send you the application before you buy. And if anyone balks at that, then they're not your agent or advisor. There's never an urgency to buy an annuity, just urgency to understand what you're buying. Hey, I encourage you to watch this other video I did called Best Annuities for Seniors, which, you know, it's not just seniors, but everybody, but seniors are kind of the ones that are getting hit with a lot of these bad chicken dinner sales pitches and too good to be true sales pitches. And a lot of senior citizens are very, very trusting of their advisor, and I'm begging them to do their homework on that. I encourage you to go to my site at theannuityman.com, schedule time to talk with me one-on-one. Do not be confused, fully understand what you own, and I'll see you on the next Stan The Annuity Man video.